Make sure it's live. Come on. All right, we're live.
Yep.
Welcome to Out of the Draft podcast. This is Dylan and your fellow host, Mitch. We
Thumbs up.
That's what's up. Um, Thomas will be joining us in a minute. Maybe Stat Boy as well. I didn't get a really big notification on that, so we're just gonna roll into the last weekend's race. Also, before we want to do that, Mitch, how was your week?
My week was good. Just chilling. Nothing new.
Big ups. Same here. All right. Well, sorry, I gotta fix my mic here. It's not like in the right spot. Apologize. All right. Well, anyways, going back to, we can start off with Mid Ohio. The trucks were off this weekend. There wasn't really much going on. It was about a 3-horse race, you would say, probably. Ty Gibbs, which surprises me. Actually, I don't even know why that surprises me anymore. Ty Gibbs, AJ, and Cedric was pretty much battling through the whole day. AJ literally had the better car. You can just tell by the way he moved through the field and things like that.
Yep.
Pit strategy kind of got in the way. I missed the second half of the Xfinity race. What actually happened to AJ? Did he get a penalty? Is that what it was?
I honestly don't know. I missed like the same exact area.
Okay. Well, I think I heard he got a penalty on speeding on pit road or something like that.
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Or no. It was he took too much time on pit road because they were doing this pit sequence where they were doing like 1 lap, 2 lap, whatever.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Well,
which I didn't like that. I didn't understand it because I only kind of caught half of.
Yeah.
I only caught half of it of what they were even doing, so I didn't understand what was even going on, really.
Well, they didn't really kind of explain that in the broadcast. Well, they explained what they were doing, but like while they were doing the pit stops, they didn't say who was on a 1-stop strategy or the 2-stop strategy with tires.
Right.
They didn't explain any of that throughout the race.
Right.
Which to me, I think that was kind of stupid. But well, that's just Fox and what they've done for a long time now. And we'll get into the broadcast team in a second. But we it was like 5 to go. Cindric had like a 10-second lead.
Yeah, he was cruising to a victory.
And then a caution came out with 5 to go, causing a huge restart that it was going to make or break a race. AJ literally timed it perfect and made it 3 wide on Ty, and then Cindric was out in the grass and came back in and got punted out of the grass and then wrecked. That's kind of, as someone who's not a big fan of Austin, it's kind of I kind of like.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was enjoyable.
And seeing AJ win, of course. Sorry, camera, can you focus? Hello, there we go. That was really cool to see because we all love AJ around here. So, what was your thoughts on the race? I mean, I think it
was. Yeah, I mean, the race was. It was okay. It wasn't bad. Like I said, the pit strategy thing that kind of threw me off. I think I would have understood a little bit more what was going on if I wasn't at work and had to work. But I mean, the race itself, it wasn't bad. I personally, obviously, I love AJ, but I personally was pulling for Allgaier because I'm trying to get one of my picks right, man. Felt like that was a good one to go with, and he ended up having issues, of course. I think another notable thing for the race is lap 1. They had a bunch of issues. Noah Gragson got shoved down to the grass. They ended not even into turn 2.
Yeah. That's just been his season, man.
They're not going the right way right now. It's like 3 in a row now. Where he's made 10 laps, something like that.
Not even, yeah.
That's rough. That's some rough numbers. So I think Texas should be a good place for them to turn it around. But
that's That's where they choked the championship for last year. So
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, all in all, it was a good race. It was typical Mid Ohio, I guess. It was nothing spectacular, but nothing bad, I guess.
honestly, I would like to see the Cup cars on Mid Ohio. I feel like it would be
Mm-hmm.
a lot of action, especially like who we have in our field. Like just
I agree.
how good our road course racers are. Like I'm not considering Kyle Larson to being a good road course racer just yet. I mean, he only got one win. I'm sorry, but like,
Right. Hey, we'll see. We'll see in time. But
you have Truex, Chase, Kyle Busch, even.
yeah,
Blaney is pretty good at road course racing. You can see
yeah, he's always usually in the top 10 or so. Same with Kurt. He kind of finds his way up there.
Yep.
Logano, Keselowski, they're all kind of in that same area.
I
I think Mid Ohio with Cup would be a really good race. I do.
I think it would just kind of even out the playing field because it kind of races like a short track, so it kind of like get that Chase Elliott, Truex dominance out of the picture.
Right.
Well, we're welcomed in by Nick. Let me add him in here for you. What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
All right, what's up? How's life?
You on live?
Yeah, we're live already.
Yep. Yeah, we're live.
That's good. I had to drop off my work van to the one and only shop that we can go to for certain maintenance.
Beautiful.
So,
You got any fast thoughts for Mid Ohio?
great racing.
Bonds
Ty
there?
Dillon's a little crybaby for that move that saying that AJ made.
Ty
Or
Dillon.
not Ty Dillon, Ty Gibbs, sorry.
Oh, what did he say? I didn't see that.
He called AJ's move very dirty. He said that it was uncalled for, basically. But he's made that same move
I
in
don't
the
know.
ARCA series on
The
other drivers.
previous day.
What? Like, now what is he talking about? Like, if he's talking about the
The
three
three
wide,
wide.
The three wide move that
well,
AJ took.
I don't think
I
that was
don't
dirty.
think he. I
That
don't
was
think he was calling that dirty. Maybe the
Yes, he was.
No. I'm saying the restart in general. Like maybe he laid back. Like maybe. That's what he was talking about.
But at
because,
the same time, you're racing against guys who are on top of it. Granted, you've won 2 out of 7 races that you've started, which
right. But you
That's
got
good for
AJ
you.
behind you. AJ's got years of experience. You know, he knows what he's doing, especially at a road course of all places.
well,
I didn't see nothing wrong with the move AJ made. I
didn't
think
either.
that was simple road course racing with a green
I
white
think,
check.
if anything, I think it's on him because he left the door open. You leave a
Absolutely.
hole, somebody is going to fill it.
Absolutely.
I love his attitude. I love his straightforward. He says what's on his mind. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He keeps doing it, though. He's going to get his ass slapped in the hauler one of these days. And we're going to have it's going to be something similar to that whole Kyle Busch. You know,
That sounded like an
Kyle Busch
HR
was it.
situation.
No, we have no HR on this podcast. What are you talking about? Great racing. A lot of people also called Jeb Burton's spin out on purpose, but they don't.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I missed a lot of that race.
well,
So that's
the
what
caution-
caused the caution
Yeah.
that allowed AJ to catch back up.
Okay.
He-
Where and why did he spin?
His brakes. He was suffering from brake issues all day. After that damage they got earlier in the race, his brakes were overheating. He basically got into a turn too hot because he couldn't slow down. Who needed the caution most? His teammate AJ Allmendinger to come from dead last to first in 20
You're
laps.
not wrong.
You're not wrong, but
You're
also
not wrong.
here's the thing though too is Jeb also had no radio all day. He could hear them. They could not hear him.
Oh wow.
So he would key the mic and just all day. So they actually had to go through, click once if you can hear me, click twice if you can't hear me. That this crew chief actually said, which I thought that was kind of funny. Because he's not going to click at all if he can't hear you.
right. Like, well,
You're right. I didn't think about it until you said that. That's funny.
Yeah. Okay, what?
But
yeah. When you said that,
Jeb,
I was like,
Jeb was on a he had a good day. He was finishing in the top 10 both the first two stages. He wasn't trying to, my day's crap. I'm going to let my team, he was solidly in the top 10 when that incident happened. So
okay.
a lot of people out there saying that it was on purpose. I don't think it was. I think they just need something to cry about because AJ just schooled everybody on a road course.
Yeah.
No surprise.
And it, like, I get where Ty Gibbs maybe thought it was dirty, right? Because he's not used to that in this field. So I didn't hear that at all, and I don't know how he said it either. So
he complained at the Daytona road course in the ARCA series
about what?
About teammates teaming up and passing him for the win. A teammate pushed his own teammate to the win. He complained about that.
Well, that's a shame. Welcome to the Cup Series.
No. Okay, he didn't complain about that. He complained about the package, actually, and how bad their drafting package was. And
two teammates just drafted right by him.
Well, right, but I mean,
get some teammates if you want to do that.
I mean,
yeah, their package really does suck, dramatically.
I mean, there's five cars that can actually move, and then when you go single file with how slow they're going, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
Oh, Dylan, you'll get a kick out of this. So I know you're a big fan of Natter Days. They have a new one.
Oh, that looks fire. Actually, pineapple.
Ooh. Pineapple lemonade.
That actually sounds amazing.
It's actually pretty good.
Well, I guess we'll go into Sunday. We had the front row of HMS, Larson and Chase starting out. Stage 1 was kind of Larson just going out full force. Just dominated stage 1. Stage 2, he fell back because of the pit strategy and that everyone was doing, which was a weird pit strategy. Like there was so much going on throughout the race that I couldn't even keep up.
Because there was a lot going on.
Which is good, right? That's what we need. We shouldn't have someone just dominating the whole race. But
I had a lot of notes on this race, and I can't find them. So I'm going to be trying to pull things from memory. So sorry if I pull left and right.
It's okay. That's what they did last weekend.
Yeah, true. So good race. I actually liked it. I wish we would have seen a little bit more back in the pack running. I had a couple concerns, but we'll get into those about later in the race. Big props to Kyle Larson dominating that first stage. It looked like the only cars that could keep up with him realistically were the 19 when he finally got up there, and then the Hendrick cars. Nobody else was really in the picture. I mean, yeah, we saw Kyle Busch up there, but he was way back, and I think he was just as far behind Chase Elliott in second place as Chase Elliott was of Kyle Larson in first. So it's clear that Hendricks has a big uptick in performance so far, which I can tie into that one later too.
Yep.
Got some inside information.
Mitch, I think you wrote this down in your notes. You said it was about a 3-horse race again. The 9, the 19, and the 5. Kind of, the 19 had the best long run car. I just think
he actually didn't even think he had a good long run car. Martin Truex Jr. came in and was saying, short runs is all he had. Long run, Larson was just dominating.
Which is odd because he caught him at the end of stage 2, right before that caution came out.
So did you see the inside of Larson's tire?
Yeah,
he wore it down to the wires.
Well, I think that's just because of his car, though. I don't think it was I don't think he was
right. He was right. He was just pushing mad speed and it wore the tires out, especially with that softer compound they were running.
Yeah, which was a beautiful tire. It was.
They had
it was great.
Everybody had tire issues all day. They said
right. And that's great.
What I thought was interesting though too is Kyle Busch pitted early. I think he was one of the people who pit early. Kyle Larson caught him and passed him within 2 laps of pitting him. After Kyle just said, "All right, I got you, bye." So that just shows you how much further or how much better Kyle Larson was in the field on Sunday.
Well,
Right.
I think so it was like the 5 throughout the whole run, right? And
Yep.
what I viewed, I don't know what Truex had to say, but what I viewed was it was Larson and Chase for the first 10 laps, and then after the next set of 10 for their fuel run, it was
Yep.
Larson and Truex. So it was like, but
It was weird.
I really think I think Truex personally had the better car at the end of the run because of where he was catching them. Like, you could see the ticker go
Right.
down when more laps got down, you know. But Larson was just so fast at the beginning of the run, it didn't.
You weren't catching back
possible
up.
that Larson also got that comfortable lead. He was just holding back at that point. Like, there's no point in me picking up pace. He had such a large lead that it seemed like he could have spun out going into 7, done 3 donuts, and then still kept going.
Yeah.
And still had a comfortable lead.
Yeah, for real. He was mad
One
quick.
thing I did not like, I believe it was stage 1, NASCAR closed pit road with 2 to go before they came to the 2 to go marker. Which there was some confusion on, because I know the 9 car was they're like, pit this time. Larson wasn't even, and it doesn't close till the leader takes the 2 to go. They closed pit road, so he didn't dive off there. He was planning to, from the sounds of it, but if he pits there, pit road was closed. You shouldn't have pitted. That just ruined his whole day at that point.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, but
no, I'm saying it could have though.
Right.
Well, I think.
But
I think the 5 was staying out no matter what, which was so.
The 5 was, yeah. Which Larson was trying to.
He won the
there's
points.
3 things.
Which, I mean, he's won all the points last 2 races.
He's max points.
That's
which
crazy.
This is a difference in knowing. We've never seen somebody win both stages and the race. It's always.
No, they said it earlier that race that if you win stage 1, you don't win the race. I believe they actually had.
You don't win the race.
Right. But I think they also had the graphic of if you win stage 1, the average finishing position that you finished of the race is like,
wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was like 32nd or something.
Oh, it was. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like, holy cow, that's insane. Out. Right? Like, what? Bro, get on pit road.
And then
it worked out for him.
And then stage 2, we had another caution with 10 laps into the stage, which caused some really different strategy where the 9 and the 18 pitted.
Yep.
And this is where the strategy kind of got built into the
race. You had mixed strategies on the race, yeah.
The 9 and the 18 came back to still get stage points, and the 5 and the 19 still stayed out as well.
Yep.
To get stage points, so all of them still gained on the 11 of Hamlin, which we'll get into the points in a second as well. And then we
have a lot to go on in this race in stage 3. I got a lot.
Then now we're on stage 3, and then the 9 has the lead, I believe. Right?
Well, before we start stage 3, props to Joey Logano because he finished in second after staying out. He didn't pit except halfway through stage 1, if I'm correct. And he still managed to rally off a second place finish in stage 2.
That's pretty impressive.
So that props to the 22 team because people with fresher tires were behind him and he was able to stay up there.
Yeah.
But stage 3, you're right.
Go ahead. I had no idea what I was going to say. So.
Oh, sorry. Stage 3, you got the guy staying out that pitted at the end of the stage, come back through the field. Chase Elliott had the lead. Kyle Busch, I think he got up to about 5th place, after he was I think 5th after the stage 2, I think somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that.
He just kind of fell back from there, it seemed like. He didn't go forward, he didn't go back. I do also know that at one point in the race, Ryan Blaney was pissed off at his teammates and said, doesn't matter, I'm moving you, because Brad Keselowski was holding him up. And then tying into Brad Keselowski, he had a top 5 coming that day. That caution, I think it was like halfway through stage 1, came at the perfect time. And this is one of my beefs with NASCAR. why did you penalize him for saying the tire was over the wall too soon?
Wait, what?
Brad Keselowski he went down pit road in stage 3, halfway through the stage. He was on pit road. You can pit under green there, and you're not going to lose a lap.
Yeah.
He was going to come out as a leader because it was about time for pit road to start opening up.
Yeah.
People were going to start pitting soon. So NASCAR called a penalty, crewman over the wall too soon or tire over the wall too soon. But we see every week they rest the tires right there on the inside.
No, I think they had to have them in hand or on top of the wall with them on top of the wall.
I think one of the crewmen jumped the wall too soon.
That's what they called it as, but they said it was because the tire was over the wall too soon.
I mean, I could see that. Technically, that would be like a slight advantage.
It would be, but they do it every week.
Well, I would have to go see the stop myself.
Yeah, I'd have to see it as well because I don't remember
it exactly. I just know that they penalized him for the tire being over the wall too soon. He was going to be the leader because everybody was going to come down pit road to tail into the longest line.
Yeah.
At that point, his race is done.
That's racing, I guess. I mean,
it is racing.
Yeah, it happens.
And then Calamity Corner came up, and Ross Chastain didn't get penalized for his move. Speeding through the infield. He cut the track or turn 11 almost.
I don't know how he did not get a penalty for that. Like, I get, he was a part of the wreck, blah, blah, blah. Technically, he caused it.
Yeah.
But, you can't just go through there like that.
But he passed all those people that he was just behind because he was coming at 90 miles an hour, and they're all still stuck at 35, 40.
Right.
Are you talking about when he's
I don't know. Yeah.
On turn 11, yeah.
Yeah, Corey?
Yeah.
Yep. And, Ross Chastain just zoomed through the infield.
I think I was flying. I heard them say it on the broadcast, but I was driving, so I wasn't watching it.
Right. Yeah, he pretty much, spun out in the hairpin, and then he was kind of facing. He was kind of facing the entrance of pit road. You know what I mean? Like the actual the beginning part of the entrance, and he just turned left and just completely cut that whole parking lot. Literally drove right through it.
Yeah.
It was sketchy looking. I saw it and I was like, that can't be legal, man.
This is the analogy. I heard this on a podcast earlier. Door Bumper Clear, awesome podcast. If you guys don't listen to it, you should. They said that's basically the same thing as if a guy wrecks him, if you decide to cut left down pit road at full throttle and skip the front straightaway at a cookie cutter, are you being penalized? That's essentially what he did. Except he didn't go through pit road. He skipped a quarter mile of the track.
So I don't. So here's what I think NASCAR was going to do with that, right? Because if he didn't really gain anything from it, right? He
came out. He got back on the track basically right where he was at, but he was going twice as fast as his competition was when he got to them. So he just drove right past them.
It's a hard call, Well,
so
it's one of them judgment
at a road
things,
course, you miss a turn, you have to come to a complete stop. Yeah. I didn't see a complete stop. I saw him get the other way and then gun it and go back the other way.
Yeah, but that was a caution, though, right?
No. No, it was a caution because that Harvick went.
It was a caution later.
It was a caution.
Well, I think because the caution happened, that there was no big deal as long as he stayed in his actual position, right? I think with the
the caution came out after he passed all those cars.
Well,
they didn't call the caution soon enough, so he gained positions.
I don't think he technically gained, but I don't think he lost as many as he should have.
Yeah, because if if he spun someone out and he had a dead stop, right? Because he was at a
But he
dead
didn't.
stop.
He didn't.
Well, he did because he ended up getting turned around as well after he
Right.
turned LaJoy.
So I remember seeing that. So if he's at a dead stop, so technically he was going to lose a lot of positions. Well,
Right.
instead of them throwing the caution right then and there, he was going to get back on the road. Now he chose to not go around where the accident was still happening with the 4 and the 24 and all that still going on, because they technically stopped at the wall because they were still wrecking. So I think his mindset was like, oh, I'm not going to go get involved in that. I'm going to just cut the course so I can get back to on the actual track itself. So I don't.
But the big problem is the way that he did it. I think that maybe that's just where I don't agree with NASCAR not stepping in. Was he gunned it like he was just going to go right back to racing?
Well, he was.
Yeah,
he was going to go
his
right back to racing.
I think the thing is like so if you're 2 years old and you go steal a candy bar and you're gonna get away with it, well, guess what? You're gonna do it, right? If you're gonna gain position on the competition, because the Cup Series is so
gained.
hard. You're gonna try everything, right? If he would have got penalized, he just went to the back. To him it didn't matter. I don't think.
Yep.
So to me on that thing, I don't think it was no foul. I don't see anything wrong with what he did.
I think there's going to be some. I think they're going to be a little more stricter on the stops.
Yeah,
as
after
far
a
as
spin.
goes.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
But
I think they're going to.
But the road course is the only place where, like, if you spin out, you can still gain position. Like,
Morello.
So, and then we're going with the. So there was a caution between Cody Ware and with 5 to go, a caution came out between Cody Ware and
Ryan Priest.
Honestly, I blame Ryan Priest for that whole thing. Okay.
Absolutely, he should not have pulled back out.
When you pull back out in front of the field, and
like, what do you
especially in front of
expect to
Cody Ware,
happen?
like, what do you think is going to happen? You think he's going to miss it? No.
Here's the funny part. So Matt DiBenedetto was on his inside. That's what spun him out.
Oh yeah, he wrecked him.
Matt DiBenedetto spotter, best friends with Ryan Priest. Cody Ware spotter, Matt DiBenedetto's brother, best friends with Priest. So he was stuck.
Dude,
that's just a bad situation going on right there.
like, you gotta think Cody Ware is not gonna hit that car. Like, he does not have the ability to miss that wreck and not wreck his car.
Right, and not even nothing against Cody Ware, but not many people could miss that the way that Priest pulled out. Like,
no,
he was going probably 50 miles an hour and just
he
pulled
didn't
out
stay
in front
on
of
the
traffic. Full on Kevin
if he stayed on the
like,
inside of the track. It was the fact that he went out to the opposite. You cross traffic.
Yeah, he went. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't like stay on his rumble strip. He went to the other rumble strip.
He's like, I'm gonna go to that side. Just don't mind me.
Oh, the Quinn House situation too.
Oh man,
he was off the track, wasn't he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Quinn House. He had his engine blew, and there was like an access road, and he went up it. And I think it takes you off the track there.
No, that one is the one. Okay, so you know where the S's is?
That's where it happened.
Okay, so in NASCAR Heat 5, you know the one street in the middle where, like, you get that bump in between the two turns? You know what I'm talking about? Like, okay.
I do.
So, like, when you go through the S's, you know
the second S.
The second S, that street, he was stopped at. So he cannot get out of there. So they had to.
Okay, so he couldn't get out.
Right, yeah.
Well, maybe they need to open that up then. Or do something. Because he could have easily gotten off the track. Granted, he would have been stuck on the infield for quite a while. But he could have gotten off the track and it wouldn't have been a caution.
Well, I think the reason why that's closed right there is because of the carousel, though. Because that's where the carousel that's where that leads into.
It'll lead you to the drag strip for the carousel and all that stuff. Okay.
So that's why that's closed, I believe.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. Like, I really don't know. I've never been at the track, so.
Let's look at it in aerial. But other than that, good race. Kyle Larson dominated again, and then had to apologize for spitting on a reporter.
What? What'd you say?
He had to apologize.
He spit wine out.
Which he did. He said he did it because back when he won an ARCA race there, he did it. And he thought it was cool.
K&N, but yeah.
Or K&N. So he did it again, and it got on a reporter or somebody.
Some reporter,
So he apologized for that, which, okay. But how many shotgun beers are we going to see Kyle Larson's wife do this year? She did one before the race. She did one after the race.
Depends on how many wins, I think.
He's going to end up hooking up with Clint. Or she is. Not he.
I bet you. Okay, if you are Stewart Haas Racing right now, are you kicking yourself in the ass for not hiring Kyle Larson?
No, I'm kicking Ford in the ass.
Yeah.
That's not Stewart Haas's fault.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Are you if you're
Ford is kicking themselves in the ass. Absolutely, they're kicking themselves in the ass. They missed out on the biggest opportunity of the decade.
Harvick is on his own little island over there. Harvick is the only one performing. You look at the other three cars, 26th, 27th, 28th in points. And Eric Almirola, the senior of that group, is in the back of it.
That's sad. He won't be back.
No, he won't. As much as it sucks for him, he's...
Right.
So there was something that happened on the last lap that really no one talked about. NASCAR did see a section of it. So Michael McDowell and Daniel Suarez was racing side by side going into the carousel. Michael McDowell just straight up door slammed him right before the carousel and put him into the grass or dirt. It's all burnt. So and just like destroyed Daniel Suarez. Well, going through the S's, Bowman hits Michael McDowell back to where Suarez is. Well, in turn 11, Suarez was like, well, fuck you, dude. And just like full sins.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
which I'm proud of Suarez for doing that.
Like,
but those two have history, though, too.
Oh, I know. Like, I was just like...
I believe it was Texas. Suarez went up to McDowell, and McDowell swung at him, and Suarez laid him out.
Oh, no, you're talking about Phoenix.
Phoenix. Okay.
In qualifying.
No, it was Texas.
It was Texas?
I swear, in qualifying, yeah.
No, it was Phoenix in qualifying. 100%.
Either way.
100%.
They have a history.
I really want to know this. Because
it's Phoenix.
It probably
the things they were doing over there at Crackhouse.
That was 2019 Phoenix, right? I believe.
Yeah, it was like when they were doing the round of qualifying. So
the worst thing they ever did.
Honestly, I take that back to no qualifying.
I would too.
I
no
take
doubt.
rounds back before no qualifying.
I will. Yeah.
I miss qualifying, man. I miss it.
Dude,
I do too. But this whole COVID era has proven we don't need 3 days of practice.
Absolutely not. We need.
I agree, 100%. Yeah. Give him an hour. That's it.
You're good.
Yeah. I agree. Give him an hour. That's fine.
You don't need 2 sessions either. You just need one 50-minute and one qualifying session, and it's a 2-day event. That's all you got to do.
Right.
So I was listening to that podcast, Door Bumper Clear, earlier. TJ Major, spotter for Joey Logano. Rumor is Hendrick Motorsports and Richard Childress Racing with those ECR engines, 16 extra horsepower compared to the rest of the competition.
So I want to say something about that. Every manufacturer says that about someone that's dominating, okay? So Chevrolet was saying that about Toyota about 3 years ago.
Toyota was trying to hide theirs. Remember they put the washers behind the throttle? You remember that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So back when Toyota actually got fined for this, or Joe Gibbs Racing got fined for it. They were taking washers and putting them behind the throttle so the throttle would not go all the way down.
That's crazy.
To hide the horsepower.
That's crazy.
I don't know why you would hide the horsepower. Like, why would you want...
Because it was an illegal mod on the engine that was causing it.
Well, like, they would... When they spec the engine after the win, they would find that. So I'm just confused on why they would.
Right,
Just
you might as well just keep the horsepower if it's illegal
Well,
anyway.
I think it's the way they went about it, so that's why I think Joe Gibbs Racing got fined. This was, I think, before when Toyota was dominating. This was like early stages of Toyota, so this is before they did the way. It was before they did the way they check the engines now and everything.
Oh, okay.
But even so say they don't, but their cars. I mean, you look at the Richard Childress Racing cars, top 15 cars last year. They're top 10 cars this year. Almost getting those top fives. You look at Hendricks. Last year, top 10 cars. They are top 5 cars this year.
Right, no doubt. But I don't think Kendrick has so much horsepower like that over them. I do think they obviously have a leg up, no doubt. But I think it's a combination of things. And I really think it all has to go back to do with Canals. I think Canals is really turning the whole company around.
Mm-hmm.
I think low key, he's not crew chief in one car; he's crew chief in 4. It's just going through the crew chiefs, and they're allowed to do what they want.
That's the weird thing. He crew chief William Byron, but William Byron was still learning.
But you see all the poles that he won.
That's true.
Right. Like he had speed, he just needed time.
He couldn't finish races.
Right.
That as well.
He was burning up his stuff because he didn't because he wasn't used to the bigger races, right? Like he didn't.
Right.
He was good from stage 1 or from the beginning of the race to stage 2. Stage 3 he struggled. Well, that kind of makes sense of why he was so good at trucks and Xfinity, right?
Apologies.
You're good. And why he was so good through that time. And honestly, I don't think it's horsepower. I think it's downforce. I think HMS found downforce that makes their car way more stable throughout the run, and that's what gives them so much more horsepower down the straightaway. So
right.
I don't think
because they were pointing that out during the specifically the the 600 when we got to see the qualifying and they were showing the digital views, and obviously Larson was so much freaking faster down the straightaways, and not only Larson but all the Hendrick cars were faster down the straightaways than everyone.
Even ACR,
Larson was obviously the best. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. It could be mainly
shared information.
Well, yeah, no doubt. But because I mean, they're affiliated anyway, as of now. I'm sure that's a whole limit to the the information being shared. But I think you might be right. It could be all just that they got a leg up on downforce right now. They found something. But
well, I mean, you saw the picture from Dover where like their hood. Okay, we've never seen like the hood of the car, not like the top of the car. So like where you sit, like the cockpit above you. Okay, that had a dent in the middle of it, right in the middle. Okay, we have never seen any team do that with the windshield. Okay,
right.
So I think that is getting the air above the spoiler. I think it's really helping them create less drag down the straightaway. That's what it is. I don't think it's technically their engine. I mean, obviously their engine is better, and Chevy's engine has always been better. I mean, if you look at super speedways, they always qualify 1, 2, 3, 4 because their engine package is always better. Yeah, I think they always have. I mean, it's Chevrolet. They've always been the better manufacturer throughout NASCAR.
They have more money They have more money backing through Chevrolet than Toyota does or Ford.
Right.
Ford is catching up. Toyota's catching up. I think this next car though is going to equal the playing field because everybody's starting over.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, but also this is the first time since the 1950s that an organization has finished the top 2 4 races in a row.
Yep.
I believe
it was.
I didn't even know.
57, they said, was the last time.
I didn't even know that was
something like that. 56.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, everything is a stat. You just don't know it until it's broken.
Right.
Or tied.
I'm making that a quote. I'm not even joking. Everything is a stat, but you don't know it until it's broken. That's good.
It's a good one. Get a bumper sticker for that.
I do.
We'll create it.
I do want to talk about something real quick about the race, the ratings itself. We didn't really get into the viewers and the ratings. The ratings was.
Why do you look so disappointed?
It was actually pretty decent for what I saw.
for being on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, it was really
It's
good.
not bad. It was could have been better on Fox, obviously, but it wasn't bad.
Well, so speaking of ratings, like with this kind of ties into it, playing on the regular channel. CBS is broadcasting the SRX.
Yeah, the main CBS.
The main CBS.
Yeah.
Live. With all those colorful characters, I am going to be watching that.
Yep, I'm going to be watching SRX, no doubt. I'm super excited for that. We'll get to that a little later.
Though. It kind of ties into the ratings. That's why I brought it up.
Right.
Well, FS1 earned a 1.49 rating and a 2.494 million viewers. That is actually really good for FS1. We were slightly down in the rating itself, but the viewers we were up. It also was the most watched cable channel during the race, so that is really good to know. I mean, obviously FS1 is the reason why our ratings look so bad in general. If we have more races on Fox or the main channel of wherever we're at, we're gonna have more viewers. That's just simple as that. Like we can. Sorry, you're laughing at it. What, you good?
I'm just thinking nothing. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
You're laughing at me or something, Mitch?
Oh, I'm laughing at both of y'all.
Oh, me too.
You guys are white.
Dude, I'm literally ginger. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Dude,
I just looking at it, I was like, man, I'm a fucking chicken compared to y'all. Like,
bro,
straight up in the oven.
I wear a hat all day.
So do I. What do you mean?
You work inside all day.
Okay. You're not helping your point. You work outside all day. Okay. Why aren't you dark?
So, I don't know, but when I take my shirt off, or anything like that, if I change it, from here down, I can see the tan. As soon as I lift this up, it is pasty.
Okay, you're whiter than me. That's pretty good.
Right.
Like I wear a shirt
white, bro. Like
you both also live further south than me, so we're finally getting warm weather.
Yeah. I also do a lot of outside stuff.
I guess southern more than you, but I wouldn't consider Kentucky south at all.
Okay, where's your Mason-Dixon line compared to you?
Bro, I have no idea.
Above it.
Yeah, right. Right
You're below
it's above.
Yeah, it's below. Wow. Yeah, it's above me. That's what I was just.
You're in the south, then, compared to good old New York.
Dixon line, man, that's a throwback.
So
anyway,
go back to NASCAR. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Don't worry, I got two more.
I have no idea what we're talking about now.
Ratings.
Let's just talk about Fox since we're on Fox, right? So Jeff Gordon. We'll just go right into it since the ratings didn't. Okay, actually, I want to finish off what I had to say about ratings. Okay, if we put more races on the main channel of whatever the place is, we're obviously going to get more viewers, average viewer. The problem that we had this year, though, is our biggest races on Fox, which is the Dirt Bristol and the Daytona 500, got rained out. So our viewer section during Fox was a lot lower. But I think with NBC starting off with Nashville, I think our NBC's viewership will actually go above 2019 and 2018.
Probably, especially with the Nashville race, I think.
I just think NBC coverage in general is just a lot better. I'm not a big fan of Jeff Burton though, but I think Jeff Burton and Dale Jr. together is a good combination because they're.
Why don't you like Jeff Burton?
I like
Jeff Burton.
So I just think he's too excited, right?
You want to know what I want? Replace Jeff Burton with his brother.
Dude,
put him in
Ward.
Oh hell yeah!
Ward, you won't hear two.
Hold on.
That's like getting Boomhauer in the booth. What are we gonna do with that? No one can understand him. And
exactly. That's why I'm saying put him in the booth. He's gonna say something. I mean, he's gonna say something, and everybody's just gonna stop and look at him, and it's going to create such hilarious moments. But then he's going to have that one moment where he says something crystal clear, and it makes complete sense, and you're just like, all right.
He's gonna come out.
He's not wrong.
Slide job.
No, we don't need
Ward. Did always say he grew up in the south side of the house.
No, I don't think Jeff is bad.
I like Jeff a lot. I hate Steve Letarte.
That's funny that you say that. Well, okay, you can't compare him to Larry Mack though. So that's the problem because he's a crew chief.
No doubt.
And like people compare him to Larry Mack, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
Larry's one of the, if not the best analyst.
The best, yeah.
Yep.
And
that's the problem. So both networks are competing against each other.
Yeah.
Fox does everything they do with 4 individuals. NBC uses 5. So they have the 4 reporters, and then they have their analysts, which they use, I believe, mostly Steve Letarte for, talking about the reasons the car is set up that way, things like that. They need to find something. They either need somebody who can do both. I think Andy Petrie would be a good fill-in.
Yeah.
I think that because he used to be on ESPN, and I don't know why NBC took over
ESPN.
from. You hated
ESPN. Yeah. ESPN sucked.
Dude, I love.
But
I'm glad they brought Brad Doherty back though.
I like Brad a lot. He's really good.
We should throw him in a booth one race.
I believe he is helping broadcast with SRX too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
Yep. No, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure. Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, I love Brad. I always have. He's a great guy.
Yep.
And
I think, but
I like his point of views. But
I do too. That's why I was saying, like, Andy Petrie. Yes, he is the VP of competition for RCR. I think he would make a great fit though as the analyst instead of Steve Letarte. Steve Letarte, he's an amazing crew chief as well. He just doesn't come across the fans as well as.
I agree, and that's my biggest problem with Steve Letarte. I personally don't have nothing against him. I like what he says and stuff. It's just the way he talks about certain stuff. It's if you're a new viewer, you don't understand what he's saying because of the terminology he uses. You don't understand.
It's because he has an engineer's degree.
Right,
and he's
I mean
so
that's
intelligent,
great.
and that's the problem. That's
he
crazy.
Really is.
That's the problem.
Andy Petrie,
right?
No engineer degree. Larry McReynolds, no engineer degree.
Right,
You have to be an engineer to be a crew chief nowadays.
Right, which is great. And like I said, I mean, I like Steve Letarte as a person and everything. It's just as the the in race crew chief or whatever they're called. He's just too technical, way too technical, and that's the only problem I have. Honestly, I mean, obviously, I've been watching NASCAR for 20 plus years. There's even sometimes where I don't know what he's talking about because he's that in depth into something.
If he could simplify his first answers, then
it'd be great. I just have a feeling that he personally isn't necessarily helping with bringing new viewers.
Right. But
at the same time, I feel that he also does help though too, because a lot of people like that they want to know that technical aspect of it.
I agree. I agree. A lot of people do.
Needs to be able to balance both.
I think you need to build your all right. So put it this way: imagine a new viewer started watching this year at the Daytona 500, and they've watched every race since. I feel like they would have gained a certain amount of knowledge to when you get to Steve Letarte, you might understand what he's talking about.
True.
But if you start off with Steve Letarte, I think you would just be lost, and I feel like it would almost turn you away.
Imagine how confused you would be if All-Star Race this week is your first race, and you have to watch NBC next week.
You'd be like, "What in the world? Like, where? Who are these people?"
Well, here's the thing. I think I would get rid of Rick Allen before I get rid of Steve, though.
I agree with that too.
Because NBC has such a good booth without Rick Allen. Like Steve Letarte would be so good, like you said, if he simplified his answers and like what he has to say. Because I think his emotions and his attitude is exactly what we want.
Right. He has a great energy. It's great, but it's just his wording. It's got to be simplified.
He has a great
for the new viewers.
His timing is terrible though too, as far as calling the play-by-play.
I agree.
I think Steve Letarte might be good at that role actually.
Who?
Steve Letarte. I think he could be good at
the play-by-play. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can be better than Rick. No offense.
Like, so you look at last year, Chase Elliott. He was damn near into turn 1 by the time he finished. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion. Chase Elliott was past the finish line. Like, if you're going to say that, the guy he had by then, what, like a 7-second lead? You better start
say it coming out of 4.
No, he started it out of 4. He finished by the time he got to 1. So you better start that by the time he gets into 3.
So I think his best call ever still is the 2016 championship for Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
Yep.
And like I think he tries to do that one every single time.
He does.
And like
the energy tone is the same. It's the same raising of the voice.
But it's not the same, right? Like he doesn't realize like he just won his 7th championship. Chase just won his 1st, right? Like, yes, it's exciting, but it's not as exciting as the 7th championship, right? Like, there's a moment where you have to, like, just let the lap happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alan Bestwick did that best when he talked about, like where he would have his quiet moments, right? Like, yes, he would still do his play-by-play, but he would let the engine listen for that final lap for Kevin Harvick's championship. When like, Harvick's championship, Allen did it great. Like, he was just like, he's never won a championship. This is his first chance. He's done it for so many years. He started his career taking over for Dale Earnhardt. He talked about that in the last lap and still had a moment where he didn't even talk. Like, like there's moments that you have to realize that it is okay for you to shut up. Like, it is... Like
to just sit there and take it in and
take in the moment,
watch what's happening, you know.
Like,
and another thing too, like with Chase Elliott winning the championship, like obviously first time fan vote, which we all or favorite driver to win a championship since his father. Like, unfortunately, you can't play into that. I think it would have been cool if they were able to play into that if we knew the answer before the race, because then he could have tied into the championship race. Like,
like
no driver's done this since his father. He has come going on from like it could have been better. Like I said though, like he started saying that Chase Elliott was the championship on exit of 4, not even like middle of 3 and 4. Like, bro, he's past the line. We all know he's the champion at that point.
You're late, bro.
Going back to our Fox broadcast, though, there was a rumor going around that
Gordon.
Jeff Gordon is going to be taking a huge role at HMS as a lead person.
Rumored as of now.
Rumor as of now.
More than likely it's happening.
I'm sure it's happening because just the way everything's flowing and how he is more interested in HMS than he is that booth. He likes doing what he's doing, but I think that he wants to be at the race shop and just like be at the track.
He wants to walk and talk to his driver or to the drivers, which I think he's going to do very well in that role. I mean,
I agree.
He brought in Jimmy Johnson, big part of that. He's also had Rick since his debut in Cup Series to mentor him, build him up, and I mean, he signed that lifetime contract in '99. So since then, he is with HMS for life, whether it's a driver or some type of work until he retires completely.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. H isn't getting younger.
Just like you said, Mr. H was a good mentor to Jeff. I think Jeff will be an outstanding mentor to anyone that goes to HMS. I think his demeanor and his energy and his attitude he's a leader. 100%. He is a leader.
He listens too. Like, I've listened to him on his radios and things like that when he was racing. Hey, the car's doing this, and this. Okay, here's the information. Like, he would give such details, the way it's handling, like the way Kurt Busch does. Kurt Busch breaks the corner down into quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So turn 1 point on turn 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Like he breaks it down that much. Gordon is similar in that way. Like
Yeah.
he can just the way he's able to understand what's going on. Also, his understanding of, in a way, you could say he understands how technology works and things like that because he came into the sport without technology and was able to be successful with technology the way that it came along. So I think that he just has a knack for finding potential.
Right.
Mr. H did.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's say he does take that role, and leaves the Fox booth. I say we completely change the Fox booth, completely. And what I mean by that is, listen, okay, I'm not
You
saying
better.
I'm not saying that Mike Joy should retire, but he is getting old. We love Mike
Yep.
Joy. He is great. Okay,
He is great.
he is really great. I think we move him to a pre-race type of guy now, just to get the race started.
Like replace like Chris Myers
Correct.
almost.
Yep.
Yes. Um, I like. I know a lot of people don't like Adam Alexander. I do. I think he really describes the race very well.
I don't mind him.
I just think with Michael Waltrip he sucks because Michael makes so many jokes that he laughs and it kind of messes up his
Yep.
flow. But when he's with other drivers and things like that, he is so good with like the Cup drivers. When it's
And
like
he
him,
asks
He
questions
really
about
is.
drivers too. Like he asks, like, okay, well, why do they do that?
right?
Right. Why are you why are you choosing to do this? And then, the driver explains, well, obviously it's his mindset, not really what the mindset is of the actual driver at the moment, but
Right.
it's assuming what, they're thinking, which is
Yeah.
what they're
Pretty
thinking,
close.
of course. Right. But I agree. Whenever he does the broadcast with the drivers, it's obviously different than one with
He
Michael.
gets them involved in a way that it complements
different.
them and it helps him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thomas, you said
Michael
that
needs to stay in the truck there.
you said that
Right.
as best as you could say that because like he legit makes the whole booth talk. That's the thing. Okay, that's the thing that we're having right now is that the whole booth talks over each other. The play-by-play person should be the guy who leads that situation, right?
Mike Joy, I feel he's stepping out. I think, honestly, even Clint Boyer with the play-by-play wouldn't be bad.
I think it would just be too out of whack for a newcomer, right?
I agree.
But at the same time, he's obviously able to focus because he is a driver. Although I remember the one race, doing the Jaws theme as he was coming up on somebody.
Well, they all have moments like that. I remember Stewart saying, "Here, kitty, 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 here, kitty, kitty, kitty."
I remember Kyle Busch
chasing someone.
Dude, Kyle Busch is leading. Okay, he goes, dude, where did the rest of the field go? I guess I just dropped my M&Ms, and he kept saying it every lap until he won. The whole race, he said it every lap. I'm like, yeah, well, like
Getting those sponsorship options.
That is hilarious. Like so when drivers do something like that, you know that they're having fun, right? So I think.
Right.
So I say keep Clint, right? Let's keep Clint.
Yeah.
I think it's
I absolutely keep Clint. No doubt. That's
give him some beer in the booth. Oh, Dylan, you froze for a second. Okay, now you're back. Yeah, but give him a beer or two in the booth. Everybody freezed.
Yeah, it was.
No, give him some beer though. You both freezed on my. Anyways, give Clint some beer. I want to see that side of Clint.
Oh, yeah.
I say get Clint some beer at the All-Star race, the last race of their season.
Yep.
Bingo. That'd be awesome.
Right.
I'd be like, holy.
Holy cow, he got into him.
Where I come from, that you get popped in the nose for that.
They touched.
But I do say that instead of adding a third person, right? I don't think we have a good Fox third person just yet. I think Larry Max needs to be more vocal, but not there because he still wants to be at home. But we would have special guests throughout certain races. So like the Daytona 500, we would have like You would have
Like how they had like pit bull type shit, or like
no. Like real.
I
Like
think
old
it's saying, like,
drivers.
okay.
So it's like you would have Mark Martin for the Daytona 500 explaining the 500, explaining how he's never won it, and he can explain like the frustration that he had like throughout the whole race, and like that would be so.
I feel
nice.
bad for Mark. I wouldn't want to put Mark in that booth for the day.
I would like that.
After.
I would like that idea, but not for the Cup race. I think that'd be good for the Xfinity race. And the only reason
that way right now, they're having the Cup come down.
But the only reason I say that for the Cup race is, imagine that we brought a different person in every single week.
The chemistry, you need chemistry.
Exactly, especially to make great calls. I feel like it wouldn't feel natural.
You're learning.
Well, it wouldn't be every single week. Like that's not
okay.
So it'd be only on special occasions, like the Daytona 500, right? Okay.
Right.
Let's say you do the Dirt Bristol again. Okay. Let's say that really does happen.
Well, this happens.
Right. Well, I'm saying like in the future, and like
okay.
You bring in a dirt guy. So like you would bring in, let's
say
cool. Tony Stewart actually wants to come in the booth and talk about it.
Bingo. NASCAR is not going to let that happen.
Well, but this is like ideas that I think should happen, and like the regular races that mile and a halves, Martinsville, the tracks that just the casual viewer that's going to watch, you should just keep it Clint, Double A, and then Larry Mack, right, and then just the special events, and then you would have like road course ringers talk in the booth for the road courses with them. I think that, to me, would be your ideal Fox booth right now, because Fox sucks. We just need something different.
So, after...
And it doesn't take anything away from Gordon, though, either. Because, like, Gordon reminds me of Steve Letarte. He tries to give too much detail sometimes.
I think, like, honestly, I personally think Gordon is too dumb for the booth. No offense to Gordon, because he's not dumb. Don't get me wrong, but just some of the stuff he says and laughs at, I'm just kind of like, it's almost childish.
Bro, his humor is just terrible.
Yeah, it's almost childish.
His wife is not American, so he probably doesn't have the greatest language.
So what? He's like telling her dad jokes?
Probably. And she probably laughs at them all and thinks they're hilarious because she doesn't understand it.
Is that love?
Bro,
Okay, I heard a dad joke the other day, and I almost wanted to tell you guys it. But
well, go ahead and tell us, then.
What did the fish say when he hit the brick wall?
Damn, you're funny. Move on.
That's not new. You didn't even say it.
So
I know, but
let's just say Jeff leaves, and we'll just work on the Fox booth later. We're gonna get right in. We're already an hour in, so we need to start moving it along.
Yeah.
A couple news that we had going into the weekend or the week. So with the restrictor plates since 2019, we've had a lot of good racing, but there has been some question about drivers' safety.
Mandating bar.
We are changing the tapered spacer 1/16 of an inch. It's going to 57/64 to 53/64. So instead of about a 510 horsepower, it's going to be about 460 to 470. And there's gonna be no wicker bill on the side of the right above the spoiler part. And then
they're also mandating that safety bar behind the drivers.
Yes.
Right.
Before it was optional, which I'm shocked. Whenever it comes to safety,
right?
NASCAR always mandates it.
Well, that's the Newman bar. It's called the Newman bar.
No. That's
the Newman bar is right here. Like literally like right here by your head.
The Newman bar. It's the front one. Then there's the other one that is because of him. He has two bars.
The new Newman bar.
Yeah, I don't know the second.
Okay, so the first one was the one in front of him. Then
so he has
the second bar.
Okay.
Because he has technically three then. The side one, the front one that was already there. The one that they're adding is technically called.
It's always been there. It was optional though.
Yeah.
Why was that optional? Did anyone not?
No, that's why it makes sense.
That's why we're saying makes no sense. Generally, if NASCAR implements a safety feature, It's not optional. It is. You will put this in your car.
I feel like what it was honestly, no one probably ever ran it. I feel like it was probably they came up with this idea and it was like, hey, this bar here would support that bar a little better, you know. If you guys want to do it, cool. But we're not requiring it, and I feel like no one ever did it until Logano had a roll bar in his head, quote unquote.
I mean, maybe he should chop off the bottom foot of his legs. He is one of the tallest drivers.
What would his legs have to do with it, though?
Oh yeah. Well,
it'd have to be from waist up.
You're right. Never mind. So maybe he should just, take out some of the padding. Take out some of the padding in your seat, buddy.
There you go. Lower the seat.
Lower the seat. There we go. Another news coming off this week. Matt DiBenedetto got a new crew chief. No Greg Irwin. Sorry, buddy, but you're not doing as well. Jonathan Hassel, is that how you say his name? I really don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't pronounce it either.
Okay, he is from Penske. He's a lead engineer from Penske, so that kind of makes sense of why they kind of kicked him out and put him in. Just kind of makes sense with with next year,
Performance.
right? Because apparently still Austin Cindric will be driving the 21 and not the 2, as we heard. So that kind of makes
happening.
So it kind of makes sense of why they're putting another Penske crew chief in there, because I don't think Matt.
And I feel bad for him for that fact. But at the same time, Ryan Blaney won in that same car.
I mean, Matt's come close though. He's come close multiple times.
He's come close multiple times, but at some point you got to get it done. This isn't.
I agree, but I think watching Matt DiBenedetto almost win Bristol is more impressive than watching Ryan Blaney win Pocono.
It was a good race, but at the same time, look who Ryan Blaney fought off.
Barely Harvick, barely Busch. Because
I don't. DiBenedetto just lost to Denny Hamlin.
Right, but that was also in the 95 car too, though. That's even worse than the 21.
I would put the 95 on par with the 21, honestly. They were Toyota. They were associated with Joe Gibbs Racing. That's why.
Kinda.
Trying to think of any other news that I had on here.
Just to go back to the new super speedway stuff, just to add on to that real quick. I know you said that the horsepower, how much less horsepower, but just so people know, that'll translate to about 7 to 10 miles an hour slower than what they currently do.
By themselves. I think we're going to be around the same.
Is that by themselves? Because it didn't specify.
It didn't specify.
It did.
I
did.
feel
Okay.
like that's by themselves. I feel that once they are in a pack racing,
it's going to be like 5 miles an hour slower.
I think it's
maybe
3 to 5.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get. I think what will happen is they'll get to about the speeds they're running now. They just won't be able to run it through the turns.
Right.
Which
so it'll be like
more separation, and then you're going to get big runs again at the end of the straightaways. And then you're going to get separation, then run at the end of the straightaway.
Well, without the Wicker Bill, I don't
think you're going to get as big of a run.
Yeah. But
and I feel like that's more significant. I feel like that's a bigger significant change than what the tapered spacer is itself. Because they won't get the big ass runs.
Get rid of the plates.
No matter how fast the car is going, I mean, you're gonna lift it off the ground, right? Like, I mean, there's just no stopping it. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's just physics.
Yeah.
It is. The cars are not designed to go that way. They're going to flip. Until you get out there and actually test it, and that's the thing. Like they would have to physically test it. All right, we're gonna have you come out here. You're gonna cut across this guy's nose, and we're gonna see what happens.
You're gonna wreck this guy, and we're gonna see what your car does. Have fun.
Let's pray that you're okay, right?
Strap in tight.
But that would be the only way to really test it, though. I
agree.
They're making steps to being safer. I'm just worried about competition, though, too.
I don't think I don't think what they did this time is going to hurt the competition. I just don't see it.
I think because they kept the spoiler the same size, though, we're still going to see the big runs and the good pack racing that we've had the last couple of years.
You call it good pack racing?
I think it's been better than anything we've ever.
I think it's been great pack racing. You didn't like it?
I think the early 2000s.
I hate we're all going to pretty much run with our manufacturer, and then at the end of the day, it's
that's not because of the
I think that's
racing.
kind of right. I think that's kind of died down the past year or two, though, as well.
Well,
it has, but at the same time, we see it, though.
But that has nothing to do with the aero package. That's
right.
Manufacturers playing
That's
games.
because the OEMs are just trying to get their money.
Money hungry, and yeah.
That has nothing to do with NASCAR.
Sure.
So, do y'all have any news that I didn't get through on the thing?
The only other news I had was just talk about SRX a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, SRX this weekend. Haley Deegan's supposed to be making a start at some point.
Yeah, two races. Two dirt races.
Yep.
The first one is Knoxville.
And they're saying this is the greatest drivers lineup in history. I have to disagree with that. Granted, yes, you have 4 Daytona 500, multiple championships across multiple series. Mitch, you look confused.
I was just questioning the 4 Daytona 500s.
Waltrip.
Bill has 2.
Bill has 1. Waltrip has 3.
Waltrip don't have 3.
Thought he had 3. Okay, so Bill has 2 then.
Yeah.
Waltrip has 2. You have multiple championships across multiple series. But realistically, I feel like
a bunch of series.
Yeah,
a bunch of series.
I feel like it's going to be like a 3-4 car battle, and then everybody else.
I don't know though. I mean, me and Dylan was going through the list of the drivers earlier and what they came from basically, and there's a lot of short track guys. They might not be short track NASCAR guys, but they're short track guys, and it's all short tracks as we know.
What I'm thinking. Okay, so you look at that list. How many of them guys still race to this day though? It's a lot of.
I'm sure a lot of them do.
Drivers.
Dylan also said the youngest is what, 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes from the Sportsman series or something like that. Like
I can look it up when we.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
like
I agree though. I'm sure there are.
I'm not expecting.
I asked. Oh yeah, no, I'm not expecting anything real. I asked Statboy though who he thinks the championship or the champion will be, like the other day, and he said either Stewart, Elliott, or Waltrip.
No.
And I said, Waltrip champion? What?
So Bill Elliott was just really good at driving anything, and he also did race a couple road courses the last few years. I think he'll start with some rust. I think he'll get better as he goes. Stewart obviously still races to today. Michael Waltrip, when's the last time he got in a car and raced?
Well, I mean, Bill Elliott races on short tracks almost every week.
That's what. Okay, so I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Bill Elliott. But there's not a lot of guys that I see being productive in that. Greg Biffle, yeah, he had that one-off win in Kyle Busch's truck series. What, 2 years ago?
I don't. Yeah, 2 years ago. I don't expect nothing from Biffle, mainly because he's always sucked at short tracks anyway. And I don't know what experience he has on dirt.
Where are they going? I can't remember.
The first race?
Yeah.
Stafford.
That's paved, right?
Mm-hmm. It looks a lot similar to like Nashville Fairgrounds. Similar.
Okay.
Not nothing the same, but.
Would y'all like me to run down the drivers?
Yeah, please
where
do.
They came from?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
So Ernie Francis Jr., he is the youngest. He is 23 years old. He came from a Trans Am competition. He won 5 championships through the
5?
Yeah, has won 5 championships across the TA
and young.
TA, TA4, and the TA classes. He also competed in short tracks in like NASCAR lower divisions.
Okay, and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Helio Castroneves, of course, we know who that is. He's raced in IndyCar for a long time. He's age 46, and he's won his 4th Indy 500 just a few weeks ago. Bill Elliott, of course, we all know who that is. He is the son. He is the son. He is the father of Chase Elliott. He is awesome.
The
Bill
son.
Dawsonville.
Did you see that video of him the other day?
No, I haven't.
It's promoting SRX, and he's, it's like a normal press thing where he's like sitting, like this, and he's like, "Do you know who I am? I'm Awesome Bill from Dawsonville," and that's it. I was like, okay.
That just pisses me off. Actually, it is 4 Daytona 500s.
Yeah,
that's 1-2.
That's what Thomas said a minute ago.
Okay, cool.
I honestly didn't realize it was 4.
And then he's won the 1988 Cup Championship, which I'll know that. Doug Coby, which I don't really know who this guy is, but he is one of the greatest of all time in NASCAR Will and Modified Series. He's won 6 championships in NASCAR's Otis division.
So before we go further, I feel that these cars are going to handle a lot like the Modified Series. He is going to be decent. So Modifieds being open wheel, they tend to be more on the free side a lot. They come off the turns somewhat sideways. So I feel that he is going to be decent, especially at going to Safford for the first track. I was stupid.
Right.
Watch me be way wrong, though, now. He's going to finish dead last, going to fucking drive into the wall, turn 1.
Tony Kanaan, one of the open wheel racing great drivers the past couple years. Of course, he's won the Indy 500 in 2013, and he's won an IndyCar championship down in 2004. Paul Tracy is a open wheel kart driver that is a short track kart division and road course division.
Kart, like
yes.
C-A-R-T.
Yes, kart.
How old is he? Just curious.
Didn't give me age. That's weird.
Okay.
His best finish in the Indy 500 is second. And Elio Castroneves won that race. That's funny how they added that. Tony Stewart, we all know who that is. One of the greatest drivers of all time. Out of anything he gets into, literally he's won it. So, not surprised that he won't do very well. Michael Waltrip. He's Michael Waltrip, so don't want to talk about him. Willie T.
That's my son he's cooked.
Yeah. He's accomplished in open wheel, stock cars, sports cars. He is the first African American driver to accomplish a number of feats, such as qualifying for the Indy 500, and won 17 races through his career and Trans Am competition. That's actually a really cool stat. I have no idea.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Bobby Labonte, of course, we know who that is, and he's won a Cup championship. 21 career wins. That's actually not a lot. I thought he won more than that.
He has more than his brother.
Yeah, he does.
Greg Biffle. Not really much to his career. Marco Andretti.
Okay.
He's got, 19 wins?
Greg Biffle was one of those drivers I feel that had the ability to race really good. Could never finish a race, though.
I mean,
Biffle sucked.
I mean, you knew he was going to win Homestead every year.
Yeah, for like the 3 years he did, and that was it. He was. Biffle was stupid. He was stupid.
Okay, I think he was too loyal to Roush. Jump ship.
I agree. I think he would have had a better career elsewhere, honestly. But aside from that, Biffle's stupid. I just don't like him. I think he's a weirdo.
I go back and watch the 2005 season, and that's the only time I really heard Biffle's name.
Yeah, that and the truck race he just won a couple of years back.
Yep.
But other than that, Biffle was one of those drivers that
he always finished 17th.
Think of him as a Paul Menard. He's not going to wreck a lot of stuff, but he's going to finish.
I mean, I'll give it to him there. He's got more wins than Paul, so.
Well, a lot of people do. Marco Andretti is a third-generation Andretti racing family. Marco comes from... I'm literally playing with scissors right now. He has 2 career Indy 5... Or not Indy 500 wins. 2 career Indy Indy race wins. So weird how they labeled that. And he's won the pole for the Indy 500 in 2020. Blah, blah, blah. Not really important. And
So when I type in open wheel kart racing, that's what I get.
Yeah, open wheel kart racing.
that's what that is, yeah.
That's what Keelan Harvick is racing.
I'm gonna say he's gonna be terrible.
No, I don't think so. Actually, that's
more weight.
Why do you think that?
More weight thrown around in the car.
I mean,
I think that might even help him.
He's a little chubby though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he is. He is. But
Paul Tracy, he a big boy. Anyways,
that boy can eat.
At Sonny's, Willie T. Ribs are gonna cook for him.
Oh my God.
No, I'm looking forward to it though. I hope it does.
Yeah,
I want it to be successful.
I do as well. I hope this could be something that goes on for a long time. I am really curious to see how the cars are going to drive and how they race as well.
Yeah,
I don't want to be let down because I have grown high hopes for it, but we'll see. I mean, we really won't have to worry about aero. They're all short tracks. Could be a different story later down the road, different seasons. I don't know, but
oh god, no, keep it short. I think that if they go,
I think the biggest they should go is like something like Iowa. That would be the biggest.
Yeah, I could see them doing New Hampshire pretty well.
Yeah, Iowa, New Hampshire, Richmond, stuff like that. That would be.
They'll end up at Richmond eventually.
Because, no doubt they'll be there.
Yep.
Yep, they'll end up there eventually. But
honestly, I think those cars would run really good at Richmond. Actually,
probably. I think they would do really. I think they would hug the turn really well in New Hampshire too.
Yeah. Yep, they'd be training that bottom like modifieds do.
Yep, Bristol
Dude,
even.
I swear to goodness, if they put that PJ1, okay, no, not on SRX. I know this is like changing the subject, but when we have this new car, and they leave the PJ1 on the surfaces of these tracks, I'm gonna flip out because the car is supposed to get rid of that. Okay.
Right.
And this PJ1 is really pissing me off, especially in New Hampshire, because you really can't run two different grooves. You only run one.
No. New Hampshire is a one groove track. 1.5.
The only track the PJ1 really works at is kind of at Bristol and Texas, mainly because of our current Texas situation.
Honestly, I think it sucks.
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
it's
Texas.
Yeah, okay, it does. I like it. Well, actually, I don't even think Bristol really needs it because.
I agree. I just think it helps the two lanes last longer. Because I think if they don't have it, then they're just going to go up to the top.
Longer. It helps the bottom last longer, definitely.
Right.
I wish they just never changed Bristol. I wish they left it to the old.
I'm gonna say something that's very controversial. The Bristol that we have now is the best Bristol we've ever had.
I agree. I love the Bristol.
It is good, but I'm saying
I like the old stuff, but I like the Bristol we got.
I choose side-by-side racing over too many
bump and runs.
But I think bump and runs is necessary, right?
I agree.
But
the thing is we can still do that with side-by-side.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Bristol, Dale Jr. made something I thought was very interesting on his podcast. So, North Carolina, obviously they put a lot of money into the local tracks and stuff like that, including
Thank you.
Him, including North Wilkesboro, Fisher. Is that 2018?
Yeah, it's his first cup one.
Oh, wait, say the track.
Oh, that's cool. The Glen.
It's Glen.
Yeah.
Where did Kevin get his first?
Atlanta.
What? When?
No, I just wanted to say
after
the town
some guy hit the wall. I don't know.
I just wanted to say a town that's near me.
That's not even funny.
Too soon. It's always going to be too soon.
So 20 years is too soon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
we're just about to go down a really bad trail if we keep talking.
So what I think that he was saying this, and I kind of agree with him. North Wilkesboro needs to be rebuilt completely. Bristol.
Wait. You mean like the actual track surface?
Oh, he was saying the track surface, the asphalt is going down and has fallen from away from the track. Like it's rumbling away, like crumbling away. Sorry. He was saying instead of Bristol spending $2 million to put dirt in every year, why not build North Wilkesboro as the dirt track?
They don't own it.
Yes, they do.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
So why not build North Wilkesboro as a purpose-built dirt track since the state's giving it $10 million?
But I thought North Wilkesboro was owned. Was it? Am I thinking of the fairgrounds then?
Yeah.
That was
You're thinking
owned
of
by a
fairground.
separate party, and
Separate
they ended
fairground.
up having issues. Okay.
Yep. So instead of going to Bristol and spending $2 million a year to put dirt in,
Fix
build
up.
up Wilkesboro
Wilkesboro.
as a
No
dirt
doubt.
track, purpose-built dirt track, where you can still do those 4 weeks of modifieds, street stock, your Cup Series, your truck, an Xfinity if you want to.
Well, I actually read an article today that the reason they even chose to do the Bristol is it was kind of more on NASCAR's part. They were their hand was kind of being forced by the fans to put a dirt track in, and
But
apparently
sorry.
They didn't specify what the other options were, but it said that the Bristol dirt was the cheapest of them all, and that's why they chose to do that.
So Bristol dirt is cheapest in the short run. In the long run, you're spending $2 million every year.
Right. But we also don't know what the revenue is.
We don't know the revenues, but think of it this way: North Wilkesboro, it's out of town, so there's obviously the capability that town will thrive again. So you could put in the racetrack, make it a dirt race. After that, it is now a dirt race. You can have weekly dirt races for that community through the locals.
Right. I see what you're saying.
It allows the upkeep of the track. So in the long run, that would make more sense to me. And I agree with Dale on that. I think make North Wilkesboro a dirt track. Go ahead.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I don't think. I think that's a stretch. I think Dale just wants to see the name on the schedule.
I do get that, but at the same time,
I think he's losing touch in what he really wanted in the first place, and that's to have North Wilkesboro on the schedule.
At the same time, we look at the issues we had with Bristol.
Right. What issues are we talking about?
It's not a purpose-built
dirt track. Right.
Where
I agree.
Was, and the trucks never had an issue there.
I agree.
So if you build North Wilkesboro as a purpose-built dirt track,
But the thing, the reason I'm saying that's an issue though is I think the fans are going to hate that. I think that is going to turn away so many long-term NASCAR fans.
I think they would have to put up. Obviously a study would have to be done, but I think it would be a viable option.
So,
I think they'd just be better off just redoing the track as a normal track.
So
here's
the problem. Okay.
We're hang before you get that. We go back to Bristol this year.
Mm-hmm.
If the racing is terrible, is it still a terrible option? Because say the dirt messes with the track somehow.
It didn't though.
We won't know until they race on it though.
I don't think it did. They've done Bristol. They've done dirt at Bristol before. But then they
repaved it though.
Like years after. It wasn't right after.
Right. Yeah, but I'm just saying. So what if? But that was a different track. Then I'm saying like, if the racing is terrible when we go back, like, oh hey, the dirt messed up. If the drivers start complaining because the dirt messed up the track or something like that, do we still do it?
No, but I also never thought that was going to be a long-term situation anyway. I think it's to buy them time to really figure out where they want to go for the dirt track. Obviously, they don't want to go to
Hey,
Eldora
actually,
for
there's
whatever
actually-
reason. But
Actually, let's let Dylan talk because he had something to say. Sorry.
So going back to the North, I'm sorry.
Wilkesboro.
Yes, going back to that. I just don't think there's a market for it. Like, if you make that a dirt track, you're gonna lose money
I agree.
because, like, I understand $2 million a year, but $2 million a year versus $40 million of a profit that you won't get because, for one, you have to renovate the whole facility, not just the track.
That's why I'm saying if they were to do it by dirt, you're not repaving.
Right, but you have to tear down everything. I mean, you do. You have to start fresh.
It's just so old and corroded, and
if you want a good dirt track,
start
you're gonna
over.
have to start completely over, and that should be just more money. Dale, I love all his views, but this one I don't agree with. I don't think the Cup car should be on a dirt track anyways.
Do you think it should be?
I think they should be on a dirt track. I think they should do one dirt track a year, but Bristol's not the place to be. I don't think it needs to be a high bank dirt track. Something like Eldora is a little more reasonable, I think. Obviously, they're not going to go to Eldora for whatever beef NASCAR has with Tony. Don't know.
I don't understand why they have a beef. Like, he is.
I don't know.
Your sport up.
Yeah, he's done a lot for the sport and not just Cup and not just for himself. He's done a lot, but that's another topic. But
yeah.
I don't know. I really think that they're trying to buy their time and just give us something dirt track to find the real place they want to go. And I feel like that also has to do with why the trucks are running at what is it? Where are they going? Kentucky or Knoxville? Yeah. I feel like that's why they're going to go there, test that place out, see how it races, see if they can hold the capacity for Cup.
The thing I don't understand is, like, with them doing all these testings, you have video tests of Eldora. You can change the dirt, you can all that stuff. You're going to get a similar package depending on the layout of the track, which Knoxville is similar to Eldora the way I've seen it. Kind of wide in the turns. You got your straight, little slight banking. It's similar to Eldora. Racing's going to probably just like it was at Eldora. It may be a little better. It may be a little worse. Because the track or the dirt can affect that. But, I mean, hey, it's a test in the long run. A points paying test.
Right. Well, we're a little off topic.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
I took us to the weeds.
Do you want to do our SRX picks and then we can go into Cup points? Because we kind of skipped that.
Yeah. I won't even do points. We're going to skip that just because I want to go over the full...
Well, you're doing
of the...
All-Star race.
Yeah, because
the 6 stages.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Just to sum up points, Larson and Elliott is catching Hamlin. That sums it up. Yeah.
In a hurry.
Yeah.
Hamlin had what, like a 3-race lead 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. On Byron.
Yeah. On Byron. He had one race.
Jason Larson were over 200 points back 4 weeks ago.
And now they're like, what, 47 and like 70?
Yeah, 47 70, exactly.
If I'm Hamlin, I'm
coming.
Because if at the rate it's going, you ain't going to get a chance to win many races. If you get a chance to win a race,
right?
Then who's out?
We're still going to get 15 winners by Daytona. And Aaron
we're at 11.
Is going to win that one.
Hamlin out.
Hopefully, if Almirola wins, he'll be minus 30 in points. So.
No, I hope not. I just want to see Hamlin not make the playoffs.
Well, if that's the case, then that'd be cool. But
how about we just say this? Daniel Suarez wins Daytona.
Well, like, he's going to win another one.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
He's winning a different track.
He's going to win on the header, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Which isn't that that's NBC's first broadcast, right?
No, Nashville.
National. Okay, think if I was NBC and Pocono doubleheader was, I would flip shit because that is the worst weekend on the schedule.
I'm probably not even gonna watch. Uh,
I'm watching. I like Pocono. I enjoyed Pocono.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good after restarts, and then it bores.
It's good if they got rid of stages, so strategy can be involved. But
and the flag.
So the SRX, I was gonna do a champion prediction. Did you end up doing one or no?
Yeah.
You didn't?
No.
All right. Well, then
get me on that next week. I'm just gonna pick a winner this week.
I did though.
All right.
Can you say mine?
All right. Just say yours. I'll say mine.
All right. My race win pick for Stafford is Bobby Labonte, and my champion prediction is Tony Stewart. Right. You can't go wrong.
All right. Nick, who's your?
Bill Elliott for the race win. I don't have a champion.
Beautiful. I have Tony Stewart winning the first race, but the champion is actually going to be Bill Elliott. I think he's just going to be as consistent as possible.
I was actually thinking about that. Have they ever stated how points are going or what?
Yeah, they did.
You know?
I don't know. They did.
Go back.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I know, like, the race winner gets, like, 25, and then, like, second gets, like, 10 points. Like, that's all we get.
Kind of like our league.
Shit. So if you win, it's a hell of a bonus.
Oh, I got to do our.
You can win like three. You can win 3 races and then have 3 different guys, and you probably won the championship.
Bingo.
That's interesting.
That's like old Winston type of.
That's like Stewart's gonna win
every week.
So
he set that championship up for him to win. He's like, no, you guys thought I was done winning? No.
Cub drivers be like, no, but so this week we have a lot of picks because we're also going to do the Cup stages for people to get into the thing and fan vote. So this week we're actually just going to do a truck win and an Xfinity win just to get it over a little bit faster. But before we do that, get into that, I just want to talk about the format here of the All-Star race because, of course, it is super confusing. Why not make it more confusing for the fans on one of the worst racetracks in the world, Texas Motor Speedway? Let's get it.
I saw the format. It was the Texas Motor Speedway owner people that suggested that style of format to make it hard, quote unquote, to win.
Why? There's a 30-lap segment followed by a 10-lap segment.
It don't make sense. I was just like, okay. I mean,
I like the old format.
That's gonna do it.
I think what it should be, here, in my opinion, keep the 4 stages, random draw for inversion every time.
Here's the thing. All right, you keep the 4 stages, and then you keep 2 like 10-lap stages to see action, right? All right.
Yeah.
Do a 3rd stage, 30-lap, a mandatory 4 tires pit stop under green. Okay, and then there's an invert between like halfway through the field and like back will get inverted to the lead, and then like the first half gets them back. So you know how we did the inversions like through the midweek races? It would just be like that. I think that would just give you enough.
Yeah, if you won the race, the next day you were starting
20th.
20.
Yeah, instead of inverting the whole field, because then you would just
invert the front and back.
Right, you would literally want to finish last, so you would just stand back.
See, what I think they need to do is, I think they need to. I don't necessarily know about the stages or the inversion part, but what they need to do is go back to, I don't know what year it was, but remember how the stages you would finish blah blah blah. If you win the stage, you start first, second, third, or fourth, depending on what stage it is. Okay, and then also if you didn't win the stage, then it was based off your average finishes for the stages. I think they need to do the inversions, but the end of the stages, your finish goes into where you start the final stage. So I feel like that would bring excitement. You get the inversions, you still get the stages, and then it still is a benefit to who's fast. Because if you're fast, no matter if you're in the front or the back, you're going to at least go forward. So you're going to have a better average to start the final stage.
So you're pretty much saying you want heat races to qualify for the final stage.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like technically heat races. Like it could be like 15, 15, 30, 25, 15.
Okay. So the way that's presented is literally what the SRX qualifying is. What you just said.
SRX qualifying?
Yeah. Because it's going to be heat races to set the field. So at heat 1, if you win the race, you start last in the second heat, but you have to like move through the field for the best average finish to see where you start. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So do that, NASCAR. Just race version.
just steal it from Tony. Why not?
Yeah. He's done good things for the sport. We can take another one from him.
All right. So the starting lineup will be set by a random draw, and then the next 4 spots will be the stage 1 of the Open, stage 2 of the Open, stage 3 of the Open, and then the fan vote will start last, unless there is an adjustment or anything that any failures or whatever. Round 1, 15 laps after this round, the field will be inverted, starting from anywhere from 8th to 12th position, to be selected by a random draw. So that means someone will pull out either 8th or 12th, and then that's the inversion. Either positions 8th or 12th. So, like, if you're 8th, and let's say they pull out 8th, that means you start first, and the first person starts 8th. That's what that means. If you don't.
That's the part that I don't like. It's in my eyes, I'm like, invert the whole field or don't. Like,
one or the other.
Round 2.
Yeah, like
15 laps, the whole entire field would be inverted after this segment. See, that's the more.
There we go. See that's more reasonable.
Round 3, 15 laps. Again, the field would be inverted anyway from positions 8 through 12 to be selected by a random draw of this round. Round 4, just 15 laps. That is what it is. Round 5. I don't even know why we had the fit. Just completely dismiss round 4. I don't even know why we have that. Sorry. Round 5. 30 laps. The lineup will be this round will determine the cumulative finish from the first 4 rounds, and the best cumulative finisher starting from the pole. Any ties will be scored by broken in order. Most career All-Star wins, most career All-Star Cup Series wins, or 2021 Cup Series driver standings. That is so weird.
It's confusing.
All drivers must enter pit road for a mandatory 4 tires pit stop. The crew with the fastest pit stop will pocket $100,000. That is really cool. That's awesome. That's the only thing I like about it.
That's what I'm gonna be honest. I'm most excited about that.
And then
I like that. Originally, they had said that it was going to be the winning team, the winner. Their crew got 100,000, but they changed it to the fastest. So, like, Larson can win the All-Star race, but then fucking Eric Almirola get the fastest pit crew. You know, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Round 6, 10 laps. The cars will be lined up according to their finish position in the previous round for the final segment. Beautiful. And then
we're gonna see a wreck. We're gonna see a lot of wrecks. But I think their goal in the way that they set up this format was to get like the type of finish of like who the fuck was it? Kyle Petty and the others. Davey Allison, I believe, wrecking across the line in the All-Star race.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're trying to replicate something like that.
I'm sure they are.
By all the inversions and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. They're manufacturing this race, 100%.
Oh, 100%.
They can't just say, just throw some stages, random, a normal amount of cautions and race. It's they're making chaos is what they're doing.
It's Beautiful.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right. And now, if you're okay, let's get into race picks. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
We're doing all three of the heats.
Yeah,
Yes.
but we're gonna start with trucks and Xfinity win first.
Yeah, I'm just making certain. I've
Yeah.
been going through the list because I didn't get these written down, and I'm throwing wild.
Hey.
Yeah, I tried to go a little wild with mine. Not crazy, but little out there for some.
Oh no, like I didn't. You'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So your truck win pick. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it just because. Simple winner. I'm going Grant Enfinger. Back in the '98 truck this weekend, I feel that he is trying to light the world on fire so that he can get a ride next year.
There's some Cup drivers in the field.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't go with Elliott, knowing you. No offense, but I feel like that was an easy pick for you.
Nah. There's no Elliott on my lists.
Ironically, Enfinger was my suck pick. But anyway, my win pick, I'm going with Austin Hill. I feel like they're going to – he's always been pretty good at the mile and a half, especially since he went to the 16 team. I feel like they're going to be pretty strong.
I'm not got any surprise pick. I just picked Cup drivers. Chase Elliott is going to do the truck race. For your Xfinity.
Yeah. He's going to do the truck race.
No, good run, bad run?
No, not this week. Just because we have so many picks.
I mean, unless you want to do it like really fast, like literally no explanation.
Get through it like quick.
I go.
Austin Hill needs a good run. He's terrible right now in the points. No win. He needs to start stepping up the game.
Okay, who's gonna
suck? Stuart Friesen. Not that hasn't been competitive on anything other than dirt or road courses.
All right, you. Who needs a good run?
Sauter, and then my suck pick was Enfinger.
All right, who needs a good run?
Oh, so you had your picks too, Mitch?
Yeah, I had them written down. But then we chose not to do that.
All right, beautiful. I'll say it really quick. Who needs a good run?
Yeah.
Sauter. Sure.
Yeah.
Who's gonna suck?
Cowboy.
Matt Crafton. I mean, come on now. It's like every week.
Solid.
Xfinity. Who is gonna suck?
Brandon Jones.
Michael Annette.
Oh my god. I'm about to just say Riley Herbst. Why not?
Good run. Noah Gregson. I think they're going to finally turn it around following these past 3 shitty weeks. Which, by the way, I did pick those right, saying he was going to have crappy days. So I'm getting something right. It's just not the win.
Just not the win.
Yeah.
Brandon Brown. Good run needed.
Beautiful.
He's got to inch in closer to that top 16. Or, sorry, top 12.
Wait.
I didn't say my win. I figured we'd come back for the wins.
Okay, that's fine. Who's gonna suck? Oh, well, I already did that. Who needs a good run?
I see steam coming out of your ears.
Noah Gregson. Actually, I actually was gonna expect that, but I didn't want to be like normal. But yeah, his year is just shitty. That's how I would describe it. Who's gonna win the Xfinity race?
Kyle Busch.
Did you do a good run, Thomas?
Yeah, Brandon Brown.
Brandon Brown.
Who was your suck?
Michael Annette.
Yeah, remember because you did.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You did
Tripping.
Brandon Jones, Michael Annette, Riley Herbst. I mean, come on.
Wait, so who was your winner?
KFB.
KFB.
Oh, KFB. Okay. I got Harrison Burton.
KFB.
All right.
He's laughing at your pick, dog. You should feel offensive about that.
Why?
Yeah,
he won the last Texas race they went to.
But KFB wasn't in the field.
Correct.
KFB is trash.
He's the worst.
Wish I could say that.
He's literally he has no wins in Xfinity Series.
Dude, he's trash, bro. Like, why would you even pick
For real. Like, how many championships does he have in there?
Like, Xfinity just won. Like, imagine
Just
not,
one, exactly.
Imagine not having two.
Exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah,
Like-
Harvick has 2. Junior has 2. I believe Boyer has 2.
Yo,
Like
even
like-
Truex has 2. Come on.
Truex. Truex has 2, bro.
Kyle Busch ass, bro.
Trash.
Reddick has 2. Come on now. I'm just kidding. All right.
With 2
Bro.
teams.
Bro. Wait. The ultimate one, Stenhouse has 2.
Oh, God.
Stenhouse.
I'm just going to call it now.
Bro,
I'm
why is Kyle even trying?
we got 10 minutes at this podcast for not it to go 2 hours. So, all right. So our cup.
I'll go in
picks-
2 hours.
Oh, absolutely. Our cup picks. Stage 1.
You didn't even say yours.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
he did.
Xfinity.
I said KFB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I literally picked cup guys for the whole weekend. I was like,
It's 3 stages, right? Or 3 heats.
yeah. So we have 3 stage picks, a fan vote, and then I guess it's an all-star race. So technically, the whole field's gonna suck if you don't win. That's just how I feel about that.
I agree, but
So let's just y'all cool with just doing a win pick for the all-star race for that,
Do that really quick.
or do y'all want to do
What?
a tech pick?
oh
I'm not
no,
doing-
yeah. We
doing the
just
3
do one
winners.
pick. Yeah.
Race.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, your stage 1 winner. Who you got?
Go
This is
ahead.
for the Open, by the way, guys. If you
Ross
Yep.
Chastain is my stage 1 winner.
Ooh.
I got some bad news for you, Mitch, because it's going to be number 8, Tyler Reddick.
I got Tyler Reddick too.
All right, stage 2, Tyler Reddick.
All right,
That's what I got written down.
who's your stage 2?
Ross Chastain.
Bro, you ready for this? Ross Chastain.
Oh wow.
Oh, I bet you my stage 3 is way off compared to you.
Stage 3, I got Bubba Wallace.
Ooh, I was so close to picking him. All right. who you
I'm
got?
staying in-house with the Chevy manufacturer. We're going Daniel Suarez.
I almost chose him for one.
Bro, that's so awesome. Dude,
That's
I
crazy.
just wrote these down.
Bro,
Literally.
me and you had the same picks. All right, so who's the fan vote going into the
Matty
All-Star?
D.
I went on a limb here. Corey LaJoy.
I say Bubba Wallace is going to get the fan vote.
I don't think so. I think if last year's stipulations didn't come out with following the noose and then everything else, I feel that it wouldn't have. I feel that he would win it. But because of that, I feel that a lot of fans hate him. And that's a tragedy, honestly, in our sport. I feel that a lot of fans aren't going to choose him.
There's a lot of...
I mean, he was top 5 when they released that
Yeah.
thing either yesterday or today. He was in the top 5.
when they were-
I don't even see it. I just made random picks, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it had the top 5 of the top 5 votes. Now, obviously not in order, but it was like Briscoe, Bubba, Matty D. Briscoe, Bubba, Matty D.
Timmy Hill.
Random question.
I think Timmy Hill and then Corey LaJoy, something like that.
Oh, was LaJoy even in this?
I think he was, yeah.
Oh,
So, it was something
actually, I
along
don't
those
think
lines.
so. Oh, no. I think it was...
Outside, looking in. I like Corey LaJoy. His personality is
I do
funny.
too. I love Corey LaJoy. He's a good guy.
I wanted to Bubba, but I was thinking of what are the fans going to pick?
Same. I was trying to think about that. But since I went with Bubba winning a stage, I went with Matty D.
So the top 5 was Chase Briscoe. This is not order. Jason Briscoe, Matty D, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, and Bubba Wallace.
But if any of those drivers win, they're removed from the fan vote.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I think... Well, I need the 3 stage winners I have is not even on there, besides Daniel.
I know, right?
That's so weird. I would think Reddick would be up there.
Yeah, none of mine are actually too. That's weird. Well, I got Bubba, but
Yeah.
Anyways, who's your winner?
Who's your winner for your
Kevin
All-Star?
Harvick. He's been really good there, Texas in the past, especially recent. Especially, I think right now, if he can get anything, it's going to be with short runs. It's a short race. I think it'll kind of fall into his lap a little bit.
I am going with back-to-back races entered Kyle Larson.
You're a loser.
So I didn't really pick Matt as who I think is going to win. I really don't think he is. I just want to hope because it's an all-star race, so I'm going to be a little bit biased. He's gonna sweep the weekend with his truck debut. Stupid. Truck entry. Chase Elliott's going to win the all-star race.
2 in a row. Has anyone done that?
I think Jimmy Johnson did.
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I really believe those two did. So, hindered guys. So that'd be kind of nice. But no one's ever had 2 separate tracks.
Right. Well, of course, no one has.
I think they need to move that. I think 2 races they need to move every year: All-Star race, championship race.
I agree.
Obviously, up north tracks. Unfortunately, you're not going to get a race. New Hampshire, Dover, Watkins Glen. But
well, I don't think they'd take a championship race to a road course anyway. I think that would be dumb, honestly.
I think they need to take a championship race to a plate track.
No. So to talk more about the All-Star race, I did want to talk about Cindric and Haley.
I'm broken after that sentence right there.
His sentence, yeah,
yes.
That was. You sound like everyone that races NASCAR Heat 5.
Dude, yep. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I already hate this format, and I know you do too. So that's why I know you're saying it as a joke. But I swear, if I see a Dega finale, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Of course, it would end up being the top 4, up 4, probably like side by side pushing. And it's like, oh, do I help him to win the championship or do I try and pass and win it myself? Of course, they're all going to try and pass and win themselves. So then they're all going to fucking wreck in 4. Who knows who the champion's going to be? Like, it's going to be a disaster.
It's going to come down to scoring loop.
Yeah, for real. The championship will come down to a scoring loop, and that will be a failure in NASCAR.
Dude, you ready for this? It'll be Hamlin's first championship because it goes under the WL.
Going under the delta.
They didn't penalize me before.
Going under the double yellow line and getting to the first scoring loop.
Dude, I got pushed under there. It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
and they'll they'll give it to Chase Elliott because he's the golden boy.
No. Watch this. Denny Hamlin goes below the double yellow to avoid the wreck, advances his position, black flagged, back of the pack. Joey Logano.
That would be my dream championship race. Just having Joey Logano beat Denny Hamlin.
Short track.
As somebody who hates Joey, I really hate Denny.
I don't like Denny.
Okay.
At all.
I like younger Denny. I hate this current Denny.
I don't like any Denny. They're all trash.
So, like, when he was younger, by younger yet Denny, I mean, like, his first 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
when he was a rookie and was basically quiet and didn't talk to anybody. Didn't cause drama.
You know what my favorite Denny was?
The one that didn't exist?
Yeah, 2004. He wasn't in the field.
Oh, okay.
That was a good one. That's my favorite Denny of all.
Another good one. Denny Hamlin getting yelled at by Tony Stewart while they're on the same team.
When did that happen?
What?
Oh, Denny was talking about it. Tony Stewart came up and this is 2 championships and so many wins talking. You two are acting like ass. It was before Kyle Busch got there. It was when J.J. Yaley and Denny Hamlin both drove for Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Anyway.
According to Denny.
I
got us way off target. I'm sorry. But
so, how messed up is it that Cindric and Haley are racing this week, or attempting to race? That is.
Okay.
Who are they racing
Yeah.
for?
So, can I?
For the All-Star race.
I know Cindric is racing for the All-Star race with Penske, but who's Haley racing for?
Calling.
Spire.
Oh, Spire. Even better.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Why even try with your trash team? Like, I don't get it.
For her, I think it's a good experience.
No. Justin Haley.
Oh. Never mind then. Just fucking terrible.
Sorry, I should have specified because I just said Haley. That was my fault.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't hear this.
My fault.
That would be the biggest thing in the world.
For real. But, yeah, no, it's like it doesn't make sense. Like, even if it comes down to money and sponsorship, yeah, okay, I guess I can see Cindric running. But why Justin Haley? Why even attempt? They're going to finish dead last. There's no point in going out there and wasting your equipment.
No, Rick Ware's going to finish last. Rick Ware Racing is going straight from Sonoma to Texas with the same single car.
That sounds like great news. For them as well, what's the fucking point? There's no payout for finishing last.
So they have. Okay, if you're a charter,
sponsor obligations.
No. So if you're a charter, and you pay for a charter, you have to at least try for the Open. That is
all right. Then I can see that, but still,
so
does Spire have a charter?
The back the entire
Spire
time.
has both the 7 and the 77.
Okay. What about Cindric though? So then his just becomes money.
Literally, right? Okay, so here I'm going to go into a deep conversation. I really don't want to, but
I get last 5 minutes.
I think I need to, because so the All-Star race is for the Cup drivers that are All-Stars of the sport, correct?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Or anybody in the Xfinity Series is not an All-Star. I'm sorry, you have not made it. You're not going to make it just yet. I'm sorry.
AJ?
No, he does not. He's not an all-star of the sport.
He don't even qualify.
No, he doesn't. I'm checking.
So here's my thing, right? I understand that the all-star race has lost its real true meaning.
Prestige. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So I get it. I'm one for saying, you know, I think if you have a smaller field, it's not going to be as exciting. But I think if you put the best drivers of the last year and a half, you're going to get the best racing that you'll ever get anyways. It doesn't matter.
At the worst track possible.
Bingo.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let's say you put Austin Cindric, he wins a stage in the Open. He goes off and wins the All-Star race. How does that look on the sport?
Not to mention he's technically locked in for 10 years.
Terrible. That is terrible for the sport. Because guess what?
Yeah.
He's not the All-Star. So people watch that and be like, "Oh, he's an All-Star. Okay, so he's gonna race next week. They're gonna see him in Nashville. He's not even in the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually is racing Nashville, though. Okay. Ironically,
okay. But sorry. So,
but I know what you're saying, though.
Well, they'll watch the rest of the season. He's not even inconsistent with like the points, and they'll be like, "Where's Austin Cindric? Didn't he win the
Where's that guy that I saw in the All-Star? Yeah, right."
And they would just be so confused. I'm sorry, but I don't remember the last time that I saw an Xfinity driver drive a car for the Open.
I haven't.
I couldn't tell you.
Like, at first, so like for instance, like All-Star race, when do they start doing these stage or heat races?
6:30, I believe. I think 6:30 or something like that.
No,
6:30.
What year?
It was late 90s.
Do you agree with them then?
I think it was a great addition. I think that's the best race of the.
Do you think they should stick at that? Cup driver, you can have the heat races and the fan vote. After that, nobody else is allowed.
Correct.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree too. This is the cup.
But
so why not Why not just give the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series their own? You know,
They
you win the Truck Series, it's 100,000. Xfinity, 500 million. Cup.
Well, and that's the thing. I think we should do a
Well,
road course all-star race with all three series.
There you go.
That's not a bad idea, but I don't think that the trucks on Xfinity even need their own All-Star race because they have the Triple Truck Challenge and also
the Dash.
the Dash for Cash.
Dash for Cash now.
So they have their own stuff going on. So there is no reason that Cindric should be in there for anything because he just had his shot. He failed.
No aggression.
He shouldn't. Exactly. He really did. He shouldn't
Somehow.
get a chance to go and win $1 million just because he's got daddy's money. Also, the All-Star race is about quality, not quantity. It's about getting the best of the best out there and beating and banging and rubbing and racing hard for $1 million.
Obviously, Austin Cindric he's going to be in the Cup Series. He is going to be a threat someday.
Absolutely. But like Dylan said earlier, he hasn't made it yet.
Would you rather have Austin Cindric, Ty Gibbs?
Neither deserve to be there.
No, neither.
I understand neither. NASCAR,
if you were going to pull
any,
if you were going to pull any Xfinity driver right now, it would either be AJ Allmendinger or Justin Allgaier. They're the only two that I feel like deserve to be there.
And I still don't even think they do.
I agree.
They run for Xfinity
I think
points.
Yeah, exactly. They don't deserve to be there. They had their shot.
I wonder if they're allowing Cindric because he was the Xfinity Series champion.
But
we're
going to get into this thing where it's going to be a 40-car field at the end of the day, right? Like,
right.
The All-Star race is supposed to be the
Quality.
All-Stars battling it out, right? Yes,
Yeah.
He's not racing for the All-Star. He has to race his way in. So if someone tells me, oh, well, he's not racing for the All-Star race, well, yes, he is. Because
he's racing to get in.
But ironically, he can't get the fan vote. Just think about that. He can't get the fan vote, but he can race his way in. What's the difference?
It should be both.
What's the difference?
Should be neither.
Right. It should be neither.
What I'm saying is, per the rules, you have to be eligible for both.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that he should be allowed. And that's what I don't like about NASCAR right now is they're bending rules for the lower drivers and also the lower teams. You know, no offense to Timmy Hill and Ross Chastain and so on, but you see them run 150 freaking races a year because they're not in winning equipment. And that's cool and all, but it's like, what's the difference from a Cup guy coming down? Obviously, yeah, he's going to have equipment. He's a better driver, quote unquote. But it's like you can't tell a Cup driver he can only run 5 Xfinity races, but then fucking Ross Chastain can run 35 Cup races, 25 Xfinity races, and then 15 truck races. So it just doesn't make sense.
So the only way he can run those races
is if he's running for trucks, points wise.
And
I get that. I know, and I get that. But it's just, I think it needs to be fair game, you know?
It should be, but unfortunately, we don't get to make these rules. NASCAR is making the decisions behind the scenes.
They just Kyle Busch it. That's all it is.
Yep.
They just don't want to see Kyle Busch win. Because they know that the fans will complain that someone is so good. And that's just as simple as that. Like, I'm sorry, but if you go to your local short track and you outrun the guys that runs every week, well, guess what?
You're getting compliments.
You're getting compliments. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the dog shit of the field. If you beat those guys, you're gonna get compliments.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't
Everybody's
matter.
gonna hate you, but you're gonna get compliments.
Right? And what does the hates matter? No one. Because you got the trophy, you got the dollars. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Right.
And so NASCAR just hates Kyle Busch. They do. They love him when he's on his worst side. Right? He
creates entertainment.
Bingo. That's the only thing he does for them. And he knows it. So guess what he tries
absolutely.
to do? Create entertainment. on purpose. I think half the shit he says is on purpose because he's like,
Oh yeah.
oh, well,
Especially the past couple years, for sure. Like back, 10 years ago, he was just a loose cannon. Whatever popped in his mind, he was saying it. But now he thinks about it. He's thinking before he speaks, and it's still entertainment. It's still entertaining as hell. Just like last year, oh, my insurance premiums are going up and this and that. Classic. He could have said nothing better than those words right there. Like, it's entertainment. I think he is really thinking about what he says.
Oh yeah,
he's giving it to him now. But
how long are we going on this podcast?
Good old KFB.
10 minutes. All right.
Well,
Jesus Christ, I got to be up in like 5 hours, bro.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank y'all for all the support. We got a total of
absolutely.
We got a total of the most watched views, and live on this podcast. We had a total of 10 at one point. Thank you for that.
Wow.
I appreciate it.
Wow, absolutely. You also said we had our first subscriber earlier, right?
Well, I have a lot of subscribers. Well, like, I didn't know if it was, like, someone that y'all know. But thank you, Brady, if you're watching, for the subscribe. We saw that. We notified that. Appreciate all the support. Do y'all want to say anything before we let off?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Glad to be here. And we enjoy doing this. I hope you guys enjoy watching us and listening, thinking about what we say, and hopefully we're not pissing you off.
Hopefully.
Honestly, if we are pissing you off, throw a pair.
Well, leave us a comment.
Yeah, leave us a comment.
Let us know what made you mad.
Yeah, tell us who made you mad.
It's probably that fucking beard you got.
All right. Well, anyways.
No comment.
Don't worry. It's okay. Don't. Next week I'll start
rating it,
commenting on the beard care that I use, and we can start trying to see if we can get them as a sponsor.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
There we go. Yeah, Propel, you want to sponsor us? Pepsi. I got all kinds of stuff, man.
Dude, Caitlin Larson, I need you to calm down over there, okay? All right. Anyways.
Do you even know how to shotgun a beer?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
When's the last time you did it?
When's the last time you did it?
Last weekend.
Why?
For fun?
Because I wanted a beer and I wanted it quick.
You just shotgun random beers.
Okay,
that's not very fatherly.
I got 4 months.
All
right, that's yeah.
5 months for that. Okay?
This has been the best podcast.
I'm drinking for 2. Okay.
Too bad Stat Boy ain't here. By the way, real quick, did you hear me earlier, Dylan? When I was talking about Stat Boy's SRX picks?
No. Oh yes, Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, to win the championship. What?
Craig Biffle will win the championship before MW.
Absolutely, he would.
Dude, Michael Waltrip's gonna win the championship. You know how? Because the rest of them ain't gonna show up. That's the only way he's gonna win the championship.
Michael, we made this whole series just for you. We felt bad.
We love you, Mikey.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna DNF every single race because he hit the wall.
But
race 3, Michael Waltrip will wreck out, and then during Tony Stewart's interview, he'd be like, "Yo, this guy's costing me mad money right now. Why is he here?" Like,
I know he can't bring Napa.
Do you think we'll see a fight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have to use their walkers.
I don't know, man.
But
I don't know if we'll see one.
I don't think we'll see anybody intentionally wreck somebody though. So I don't know.
No, I don't think we'll see that either. But I think it's going to be good, hard, fun racing, and
I see
the best man win. But
I see the younger guys doing the bump and runs to the older guys.
I see Stewart doing the bump and run.
That too.
And those IndyCar guys, they're not gonna know what to do when they have fenders on them things. They're gonna be
I don't-
like,
why is he hitting me? Why is he touching me?
Right. They're too used to giving
You do not
space.
make
It's,
contact, and then
they're gonna be like, oh, we can do this. Oh, and then like overdo it.
Yep.
right. Just ram someone. Go full on Suarez.
All right, anyways, I hope y'all have a good night.